Okay, well, welcome to our second class this week, and I'm still sick, so no update here. Little by little, I'm getting better. But good thing Ken's here today, so he can read a lot and help me with that. My congestion here in my nose, congestion, probably doesn't make me sound so great either, unfortunately. But like I said, it's great that Ken is here. So today I want to focus on, what we do every day. Kind of, we're at work, we're at home. And so it's pretty general, basic things that everyone should be able to talk about. And so my daily activities kind of depends on the day. This week is quite strange because it's a holiday week here in the south of Spain. So kids don't have school. And today actually is a holiday in the south of Spain, in Andalusia, because it's the day of Andalusia, probably Independence Day. So everything's closed. It's a bank holiday. Nothing's open. And that's it. So technically no one's working today. Some people aren't working today. So anyway, it's a holiday. So happy Andalusian Day. I never know how to say it in English anymore. So anyway, basically a typical day for me is, I'll wake up, drink my coffee, and then I'll start classes. And normally I start classes about 8 o'clock in the morning. And then it depends, some days I might go to the gym. Other times I might have classes. Every day is different for me. So I can't say that I have a normal daily routine, but my morning routine is I wake up, I make my coffee, I feed the cats, I feed the guinea pigs, I turn on my computer, and probably sit down with my coffee. So those are the things that I absolutely do in the morning. Make sure the animals, the children in my house are fed, and then get to work. So we'll be focusing on those kinds of things. Ken, what about you? What about your daily kind of morning routine, or do you have a very like every day is the same, or is it different?
Almost same, I think. Yeah. And so get up at the same time in the cold winter morning. I remain
Dark.
so,
Okay.
and then went to the bathroom. Going to the bathroom, and then my breakfast. Usually in the summer, cold winter time, it's not always, but usually I eat fruits granola, liquid yogurt, and raw egg, and coffee.
What was
Yeah.
the last thing before coffee?
How can I say? I mix the fruits granola, liquid yogurt, and raw egg.
Raw egg.
Yeah, it's common in Japan. Actually, it's not common in America.
Absolutely
Raw
not.
egg on the rice is common. Rice and soy sauce. It's a common Japanese breakfast. So yeah, it's also sukiyaki too. Sukiyaki's sauce is raw egg.
And so my question is do you know why it's okay in Japan to eat raw egg and in the United States it's not?
Yes. Because since Japanese people eat egg in raw, maybe Japanese egg is more how can I say clean up.
It's cleaner,
Clean,
probably.
yeah, cleaner than American egg on the market because
So how does that happen? I mean, is it
not
what you feed the chickens or whatever or
uh, before the egg is on the shelf in the supermarket, make clean up, wash up
mm-hmm.
the shell.
The shell? Okay, so the outside, okay, but the inside, I mean, salmonella?
Mhm.
Aren't you worried
Oh,
about that?
usually the salmonella is outside of the egg because
Oh, I'm
inside
learning today.
is
Interesting.
some. So that's why maybe more carefully washing up.
So technically, let's say I'm in the United States and I have an egg and I want to eat it raw, which I don't think I would because of my
Mhm.
history with eggs. Um, and I want to eat it raw, I
Mhm.
can wash the outside of the egg very well, and then it should be okay.
Maybe I've never done that. So, but it is said, yeah. Uh, maybe I need to ask Japanese living in the United States. How do they
Maybe
do?
we need to do a little more research on that. That sounds quite
Yeah.
strange. But here in Spain, I'll tell you, some of the strange things,
Mhm.
they have eggs, but they're not cold. In the United States, you find eggs in the refrigerator.
Mhm.
In
Oh,
Japan,
same in
in the
refrigerator.
refrigerator.
Yes.
Okay, here in Spain, they're not in the refrigerator. Also, milk is not in the refrigerator either. My mom researched it because it was quite strange. She basically has come up with the idea, well, she thinks that the milk here in Spain is not pasteurized,
Mhm.
and so that's how it can be kept as it is, not in the refrigerator. Um, I think it goes back to the time that when you would sail on boats for a long period of time, you needed something that was going to last. And so that's how they did it for the milk. And I think the milk lasts for like a couple months, and then
Yeah.
when you open it, then you have to use it within a certain amount of time. But in general, I can buy milk and keep it for a couple months before I
Mhm.
open it.
Wow.
It doesn't taste good. It tastes like dirty socks. Sorry, Spain. But so I don't eat it. I actually drink almond milk because the whole milk kind of situation, we're definitely getting off track today, but that's okay. This is interesting.
Mm.
Um we definitely, I mean, the whole milk thing with the cows and how the cows are treated. I've seen videos in which the cows are basically milked to death, and then once they can't produce any more milk, they die, like they're killed. And
Mm.
that is definitely not the way I think any animal should live, or any human being, or how humans should treat animals. So I stopped drinking cow's milk. First, because it tastes terrible here, and second, after I started learning a little bit more about how milk is produced.
Mm.
So,
I see.
yeah. But my parents still drink milk every day, and they're happy with that. So it's a little
Mm.
sad to come from Wisconsin, the dairy state, in which that animals are being mistreated. So it's a little sad, but that's a situation. So,
Mm. See.
and so milk in Japan, just to compare,
Smaller than size than American size, you know.
probably, and among other things, right? A lot of other things too.
I think in American dishes, a lot of dishes use milk or cream or, you
Hmm.
know, dairies or butter. So compared with the traditional Japanese food, is not doesn't use them, and so still consumption of dairies is much less than in the United States, I guess.
Actually, if I'd like to ask you, I actually heard that Japanese people in general don't really get cancer because they don't consume dairy products. What is your opinion, and have you heard anything about that?
Actually, we consume dairies, but compared with American or maybe
Right.
probably Europe, it's less because it's not our tradition. So nowadays we intake a food, you know, morning Japanese style, lunch Western style, dinner, such kind of variety of food we are eating, but still general consumption itself about dailies is much less than in the United States and probably in Europe.
Interesting. So raw eggs and salmonella is on the outside. Perfect. Well, thank you. I'm gonna have to research that a little bit to see um, the differences, because some of these differences, like I said, with the eggs in the United States versus the eggs here. My parents are like, whoa, don't eat those eggs then. If they're not in the refrigerator, you can't trust them. So, part of it's just culture. And actually, some of the eggs are so fresh that sometimes you see feathers on them. So I don't know how clean they are, but that does happen sometimes. And we get fresh eggs from the farms, from my husband's uncle's farm, in which they're straight from the chicken hen. The chicken pen? I can't remember what that's called.
Hen?
Pen? P-E-N? A pig pen. That's where they keep pigs at the farm. I can't remember what chicken. It's where they keep all the chickens. I can't remember the name of that. Well, welcome to living in a different country. So, anyway, any other comments before we actually get to do what we're supposed to do today?
No, thank you.
All right, good. So I cleaned my computer, and I can screen share today.
Oh, nice.
I know. If I only would have known this on Monday. So, basically what we have here is, we've seen this before. Does this look familiar to you, Ken?
Yeah, somewhat familiar.
Okay. So we have done this before. But the idea is that we're just going to go over the normal daily activities. So basically what we have wake up, go to work, get up, have a shower, brush your teeth, and shave. So what I'm going to have you do, so in picture 1, what is he doing?
He's brushing his teeth.
Thank you. What about this picture?
He's sleeping with, yeah. And maybe he wants to enjoy inside, remain in the bed.
I think we all did, especially me this morning. Yes. However, that's not one of our options. So if you had to choose something,
right.
It's okay.
Wake up. 1.
Yeah. Okay. Good. What about this one?
Shave.
Very good. And this one?
Go to work.
And this one?
Have a shower. It's a British.
It is British, and I was going to mention that. So have a shower. How would you say it in American English?
Take a shower.
Thank you. And this one?
Get up.
Get
up, yes.
Yeah, it looks like it's hurting him to get up, but yes. So what's the difference between wake up, the second picture, and this last picture, get up?
Wake up means open the eyes, become conscious. Get up, physically get up from the bed.
Absolutely. That's perfect. My only other question is this guy. He's not going to work. He's kind of at work. Like, he looks like he's in an office already, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, I think so.
So I think maybe a little better idea, instead of go to work, maybe be at work. Or he could be in a car, with his suit, something like that. But anyway, yes, very good. So again, these are just general terms, that pretty basic terms that we all should know in order to talk about everyday things. So here we have some more. And so, whoops. On this slide, we're going to look at go for a swim, play golf, have lunch, go shopping, do the housework, and make dinner. So some of these are common, others aren't super common. So let's take a look. What is in picture 1, or this first picture?
Go for a swim.
Yeah. What do you call this pink thing?
Float? I forgot. Float?
Maybe a float. I would call this a tube. This is a specific tube. Okay. Yeah. Other things are floating. I don't know. I can't think of any vocabulary in English. It's pretty bad. Well, anyway, yes. So go for a swim. What about the second picture?
Play golf.
Yes. Have you ever played golf?
Not in a course, but yeah, kind of short course,
Mini
miniature course.
mini
Yeah.
golf. Okay, yeah, me too. I'm the same thing. Good. All right, what about the third picture?
Eh, do the housework.
Do the housework. So what's the difference between do housework and do homework? And I'm going to pour some tea, so if you hear liquid, that's what it is.
The housework means house domestic chore, and
Okay.
homework means assignment of the school.
Absolutely. Very good definition. What about the fourth picture?
Go shopping.
So we've go shopping. This can mean go shopping like for clothes, like it is here, or go shopping. I should say, is it do the shopping? Whoops. You know the difference of do the shopping and go shopping?
Do the shopping. I don't know. Do the shopping maybe. Go shopping is sounds more fun, but do shopping's probably just buying food or
Yep.
daily necessities.
Exactly. It's going food shopping. Instead of saying do the shopping, I would say I'm going to the grocery store. And grocery store. Very American in British English, supermarket. And then what about in this fifth picture here?
Fifth is have a lunch. Have lunch.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then in the last picture?
Make dinner.
Exactly. What does it look like they're preparing?
A lot of vegetables.
Yeah, a lot of vegetables. Let's see, I can make this a little bit bigger.
Salad?
Yeah, salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, garlic maybe? Then we have some red and yellow peppers, lettuce, cucumbers, different types of lettuce here. Kind of looks like ginger from my perspective. So, yeah, very good. All right, let me go down. Yeah, do you have a question?
Is a supermarket the British
Yes.
English? Really? Wow. I thought it was American.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I thought grocery store is American. Okay.
Yeah, grocery store's American. Well, even if I say I'm going to the store, that means I'm going to like a supermarket grocery store situation. If I say I'm the shop, that means more cars. My car is in the shop, for example, means it's at the mechanics. But in British English, if you say I'm going to the shop, it basically means you're going to the store in American English. So it's quite confusing sometimes.
Ah, yes. Store, shop. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Good. Moving on down here. So there was let me see. We've done this. So what I want to do is there's actually a different page here. This one. Now I know I've looked at this before. I've seen this. I don't know if it's just because of preparation or because we've done this. So actually I'm going to have you read this. But do you want some time to look at it first, or do you just want to jump right in and read? What do you think?
Yeah, it's okay to jump out to read.
Jump in.
Jump in. Not out. Jump in.
All right. Well, I think if I leave it like this, I'll just move it down here at the bottom so you can see all of it when we get there. Okay? So you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, my name is Helen, and I hate my midweek routine. It's so boring. It's the same old thing 5 days in a row. I always get up at 8 a.m., brush my teeth and my hair, have a shower, and then have breakfast. I usually have 2 cups of coffee. If I have time, I go to work at 9 a.m. and I'm in the office by 9:15. I have to arrive before my boss to do his admin tasks and organize his day. I'm secretary, you see. My boss sometimes takes us out to lunch at around 1 p.m. We always go to the same cafe. We have a sandwich or salad and an orange juice or perhaps more coffee. I finish work at 6 p.m. Quite late, so I don't have time to go shopping or meet friends. I usually go straight home and have something quick to eat for dinner. I read or watch TV and then go to bed around 11 p.m. But my weekend is very a different story. I go exercise and exploring with my friends. I usually go out with my boyfriend to nice restaurants, and we sometimes go the cinema or theater. I am very sporty person, and I often go running around the parks. The weekend for me is the time I can be with people and not have to think about my boring routine or job.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Ken. And I'd like to welcome Mr. Thomas to class.
Oh, hi,
I'm
Thomas.
I'm not sure whether you can hear me yet.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, all right. I'm just because my old microphone and headset has given up, so
Oh,
I had to experiment. Okay, so you can hear me. That's good, but you
Yeah.
can't see me.
nope.
So
There
Wow.
you are.
there I
Look at
am.
that. You look just the same as you did before.
Yes, that's an illusion. It's the one without a brain.
Huh. Well, how's it going, Thomas?
What? Who are you? Yes, I'm much better. I'm much better. These headphones are a little bit irritating. I have to get some new ones. But it was pretty horrendous, really, because I was in a coma for 5 days in France. So it took quite a while to recover from that. And I literally just couldn't remember, just couldn't remember things.
Mhm.
Just, didn't even know my date of birth or anything.
Oh, wow.
So it took a little while to get back here, but I'm back here now.
Good.
And you're doing work.
Yeah, we're working on daily activities and such. So Ken just read this little story for us, and there's some things that we're going to do after. So
Excellent. Well, I've put in all the new lessons
I did see that. Thank you.
till sort of beginning of April. I've also put a couple already into the German
Yep,
web.
I saw that too.
Okay, so yeah, so that's you can start using that again. Hopefully, so that website doesn't look so desperate. Yeah, but you're all right. How has it been here?
Good. Everything's fine. The new year's been fine, normal, nothing super special. Just, work and trying to get some traveling in, and that's about it.
Brilliant. You've been away, haven't you? Where did you go? I can't remember now. Was it Amsterdam? No, Amsterdam was beforehand.
Yeah, that was last year. Well, we went to Prague in December.
Oh, that's right. And you also went to Barcelona, didn't you?
Yeah, Barcelona was a couple weekends ago, and last month we went to Granada for a weekend. So getting some things in. Looks like we're going to go to Cordoba next month. Looks like it. Cordoba.
Okay.
All right, it's another famous city in the south, Cordoba.
Okay.
So yeah, trying to do a little bit of travel as well, just when we can.
All right. That's nothing to do with my brain, I think. That's just something I I hadn't heard of. And how are you, Ken?
Yeah, same also. Yeah.
Same. Okay. You're not doing any traveling there by the sounds of it.
Today I got MRI for my shoulder ache. So
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Other things is same. And
And how's your shoulder? Did they find something?
yeah, kind of shoulder pain, you know, maybe for 3 months or so. It started this summer and it's getting worse. So I went to the hospital, and 3 months before ago, sorry, but still I have a shoulder ache. So the doctor asked me to whether I got MRI or not, and I said yes, just in case.
So what you got that today? Or? Okay. And what, did it show anything?
Yes. So yes. So but it's late in the afternoon. So
okay. So they haven't seen it yet.
yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I had an MRI done on my shoulder because I was the same. I had pain for a long time, and I ignored it for a long time. but then I decided to go, and they found that I had something called an impingement syndrome.
Okay.
That's quite the word.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Actually, it's the English word they use.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it mean that something's pinching in your shoulder, basically?
Yeah, it's basically that something is narrowing, that something is, that a couple of nerves are sort of, interfering with each other, impinging upon each other in that sort of way. And it is, I mean, having, given all the other things at the moment, it wasn't particularly high on my priority, but I was getting some physio for it and stuff like that. There's not an awful lot they can really do about it. It's old age, Ken.
Yeah. Yes.
He's about 10 years younger than you, if I remember correctly. So
well, these kind of symptoms can start early, can't they? Are you 10 years younger than me? Are you 40 something odd?
I don't know.
We don't actually know your age.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah. Also, it was the first experience of MRI, so I didn't know.
It's quite noisy. It's very noisy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a computer music.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. I also had a brain MRI, but I can't remember any of that.
I actually told Ken earlier I had a brain MRI when I was about 10 because they were doing a study on twins, and as I have a twin brother, they decided to do kind of an experiment on us. I don't know what they found. I don't obviously remember, but yeah, it was quite an interesting experience.
Yeah, it is. It is a very. I mean, when you actually wake and actually experience it, it is actually quite noisy. I have to say. But yes. So, and you're still doing lessons, aren't you, Becky? With
the girls, yeah.
With the girls, yes, very good.
Haven't had any this week, but I just texted Jade about maybe tomorrow, and then next week looks like Brittany's been having some internet issues. So.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen Brittany. I saw Jade. Yesterday or the day before yesterday. I can't remember. In the office briefly, she was doing somebody. She was having a lesson with a client. So that's going well. I think we are more or less sorted with her in terms of everything as far as I know, like immigration and stuff like that. Do you have issues in Spain with immigration, or is that?
Well, they're not as strict. I know one time they actually lost my paperwork, like in the mail, and it never got to the immigration office in Malaga. And so a woman called me and she said basically that She didn't tell me that I was illegal, but I was illegal, and I was illegal for about a year and a half before my husband and I did like a domestic partnership. And so with that, I became legal and I could work and everything. But yeah, no, I was illegal here in Spain, and nothing happened.
Yeah, they're a little bit more on the ball about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, and I didn't have any work contracts. I mean, I was working, but not with a contract, and so, you know, obviously I did things incorrectly, but otherwise they were going to send me home, and I'm like, but I did my paperwork, like I did everything that I was supposed to do.
It just didn't arrive.
Exactly, and so I don't know exactly what happened, but everything worked out.
Yeah, here it's like, you know, you get a slap on the wrist, and if it's not a terrible offense, for example, you know, Jay didn't have her tax ID number, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as she doesn't invoice us during the time when she doesn't have a tax ID number, it's not the end of the world. She just writes the invoice after. So, well, we're getting there slowly. We're going to be inspected next. That'll be our next big thing. I think I told you about that. So that'll possibly start on either on the 5th or in September. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, good. So
yeah, so it can drag on forever, and of course, you know, give us a dreadfully hard time about it. Right, I just wanted to catch up really, because it's been quite a while, and also to say, hey, I'm a little bit alive again.
Good.
I'm doing my exercises every day.
Perfect.
I've spent a fortune on shoes because I've had dodgy feet forever, basically, ever since I was a child, and you know, it's been quite painful walking. And I thought, you've got to get yourself fit again, and you've got to be able to walk again. So I went to a foot doctor, and he prescribed me some inlays, and also said, you have to get decent shoes. Your shoes are crap. So I spent 450 euros on 2 pairs of shoes.
What?
Yeah.
My husband spends 40 euros on shoes, and I'm like, or 50, and I'm like, ugh, that's enough. Like, wow.
Well, it's, you know,
it's needed when it's health related.
It is health related, and I can walk now. It's like walking on air. It's just
perfect.
Whoa. I mean, it's snowing here. It was snowing all day yesterday, and it was lovely and white today. And in these new shoes, it was like, woo! It's like walking on air.
Sounds good. Well, that's great. I mean, as long as you're doing the right things and doing what you're supposed to be doing, then good. It's important.
So, are we getting some people in here as well, or is it? Do I need to do a little bit more advertising? What do you think, Ken? I mean, I know Ken is always here, so
yep.
Which is brilliant, of course, and Marco occasionally, I believe.
We have there's one Raphael from Brazil that comes. There was another Rafa or Raphael too. There were two of them. I can't remember where the other one was from. That every once in a while they pop in. So sometimes. Then Chin Yu, we had him with Intenga. He came in, I think it was last week.
Oh yeah, Chin Yu. Yeah, of course.
Haven't seen him for a while, but so yeah, I mean, basically Ken's here every time, which is really nice. And then every once in a while, maybe once every 2 to 3 classes, there's at least two people, I would say.
Okay. It doesn't have to be a big classroom, by the way.
Right.
So
no, I like that it's a couple.
I can probably, you know, if I switch on the advertising machine, then I can probably get more people in again if I wanted to. But it doesn't have to be really. For now, it's if you're happy with just having a couple of people, then that's great.
Yeah, I think when there's 3 to 4 people, then it gets a little difficult with whose turn is it to read, who read last, and then I get a little confused, which I should write it down, and then it would be fine. But yeah, everything's going great. I think things are fine. So no issues here.
I'm still kind of planning to do use the old big blue button again, but through the other website, the German website, just to let you know. So I'm quite a lot behind at the moment, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Because I literally lost 2 months of my life, so where I literally didn't do anything for the business, anything for anything really. So it will take me a couple of months to get back on top. Yeah, get back on top of things. And just started doing the lessons again. And you know, today I did that. Still got to do April. I've done most of March. I've done all of March, but not the German part. So I still have to do that. But so my plan is still to potter on with using the big blue button really. It's a better system in my opinion, and also allows more people without it getting too messy. I think Hangouts, you have more than 2 or 3 people, it gets really messy with the windows popping up and down all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah, that depends.
Yeah, it depends who is there as well and how well they. I mean, with Ken, of course, who's so well disciplined.
Yeah.
We don't have any problems. But people, you know, when my good old friend Marco is there, he sort of, you know, his window pops all over the place usually.
Yeah, he likes to talk for a while, but you know, that's the Italian way, so that's
it is the Italian way, absolutely, and I like it. So yeah, so 2 months, Ken, and then possibly we'll start on the German website to do a few things. Yeah, and you continue doing stuff with Jade and Brittany. Be good if they do it together, because I think it's a bit of a waste of time if it's just one person, isn't it? Or
not really. They're kind of at different stages, but when we do classes together, Jade teaches Brittany what I've already taught Jade. That way she can practice, and then I can criticize. I can help her improve, basically. So it actually works pretty good both ways.
Okay, she's she's extremely popular.
Good.
With the clients. So, and then I think she's just got a really nice, just a nice way of being with the clients and with me, and I mean not just, you know, with the clients, but just as a person.
Yep, I absolutely agree.
Just a very likable sort of person, and it's proven. Seems to prove really well with the clients. So far, she hasn't lost anybody. I think you always have the occasional one. You know,
well, that's about, you know, I know one went to Portugal, so of course, you know, that was just intense anyway. It was supposed to be just a little one, and then
she was the Netflix, yes. I was thinking, because I went to rehabilitation for a while after hospital, and they do things like physiotherapy and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And the canteen, it's mostly stroke victims in there, and the canteen is a huge room, and, you know, they opened at 5 o'clock in the sort of early evening, and when they all walked in, because it was kind of lining up, you have to imagine it's kind of lining up to the food. It looked like a scene out of Walking the Dead. It's like it's terrible.
Do what you can to get there.
Yes, give me my food. Dreadful. So anyway, that was my fun for February. So anyway, good. I'm glad that it's all working out. If you have any questions, I'm tomorrow going to continue with the German part of the German website, and then probably, hopefully by the end of the week, I will have finished all of the lessons for all of the websites till the end of April. I think that's what you've given me, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah, that's quite enough as well. So, all right.
Well, very good. Well, I'm glad to see you alive and doing well.
Yes. Sorry to interrupt your lesson, Ken.
No, no worries. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear. See you again. Yes.
And I hope your MRI is not showing anything nasty for your shoulder.
Yeah. So I bring the material to doctors. Yeah.
Yes, you can bring it here. You know, I can have a look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Becky has a thing or two to say about it as well.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can say something about your shoulder. Sure, not a problem.
As we haven't seen your face,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's like the least you can show us is an MRI of your shoulder.
Exactly.
All right, darlings. I shall see you soon. I shall be hopefully be here more often. Looks like I need to get a new headset there.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
a bit uncomfortable.
yeah. Well, you know what? Little by little. So good to see you. Thanks for coming and saying hi. So good.
See you soon.
Sounds good. Bye, Thomas.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, so not only was it daily chat, but catching up today. So good job with reading this. So basically, it's just talking about, you know, things that she does, Helen does every day. And so what we're just going to do is go through this again and just look for things that she does every day, which it starts here with I always, so she's saying every day, these 5 days in the week, which means her midweek routine,
Right.
is she gets up at 8 a.m. Then she brushes her teeth and her hair. In English, we brush our teeth and we brush our hair. So by using this connector and, that's how they're connecting that without saying, I brush my teeth, I brush my hair. And then we have a shower. We have our shower and then have breakfast. And she's not repeating I because we don't need that. If she would say, I always get up at 8 a.m., I brush my teeth, I brush my hair, I have a shower, and then I have breakfast. It's really repetitive. So we don't need to say it so much. Okay? The other thing she's doing is using these adverbs of frequency. So we have always, usually, and I know here sometimes. Okay. We have always again over here. And then when she talks about things that she does on a regular basis, we're using the present simple. So I finish work at 6 p.m. She's using work here because she's referring to her job. If she said I finish working, she's then talking about physically working, that verb. Okay. Do you have any questions or anything about this? Because we don't have much time left anymore, which is okay. But, you know, with our surprise visit from Thomas. But do you have any questions or anything that you want to talk about specifically from this text?
If I say if I finish working, does it make sense? If I finish working at 6 a.m. at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Same meaning?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
The only difference is that in this case, I finish working is you're referring to the verb with work. In the text, I finish work at 6 p.m. Work is referring to the noun. So that's the only difference.
Okay.
So it could be easily confused with, you know, the work in the text. It could be easily confused as a verb, but it's not. Absolutely not.
No, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Anything else? But maybe we can go exercising. When we say I go, we use exercising. We use a verb plus ing. Exploring. I go swimming, for example. Very sporty person. Often, and is another adverb of frequency. And that is about it. So there's some questions here on the next page just to get a little work in here. So what is the woman's name?
I forgot. Oh my gosh.
You forgot. I even said it.
Helen.
Helen.
Helen, yes, Helen.
Oh boy, Ken. You're just so surprised that Thomas came to visit. You've forgotten everything. Okay, does she like her routine? What do you think?
I don't think so. She doesn't like it.
Right, her midweek routine she doesn't like, but her weekend, because she doesn't have a routine, she likes.
Right.
And then 3, it says, what time does she get up?
7, 7, 8,
8.
8
I always get up at 8 a.m.
a.m. Yeah,
And what time does she go to the office?
9:50.
Well, she goes to the office at 9 and she arrives by 9:15. So
9.
when she says, I go to work at 9, yes. Going back down. Yep, what time does she go? So that would be 9 o'clock. Okay, so what time does she finish work?
5 or 6.
6 o'clock is the answer. And then what time does she go to bed?
I think 11 p.m.
Okay, good. So you remembered something from this. So I finish work at 6 p.m. and then I go to bed around 11.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So good. And then this last question here. Which 2 things does she like doing at the weekend? A, running and cycling. B, going to the theater and running. Or C, being with friends and dancing.
I think B, going to the theater and running.
All right, well, let's double check. Okay. Exercising and exploring, nice restaurant, cinema or theater. Okay. As she's sporty, so she goes running. So yes, B is the correct answer. And that's it, because the last part, this isn't questions. These, about your daily routine, which we've already spoken about. So basically, that is it. That's all we have time for anyway, so that's good. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. I did have something prepared about adverbs of frequency, but that's okay. In other classes, we've actually looked at that. So Thomas's little surprise visit was fantastic. And so we can't complain about anything else. I think, it's a pretty basic class. We looked at some of the sometimes, always. Never is another adverb of frequency. So that's okay.
Okay.
Well, very good. Let me just double check. Next Wednesday, I'm going to talk about what to wear at interviews. So it's called Dress to Impress. So you're going to dress to impress someone, at work, and not so you don't look sloppy or bad. And then on Monday, we're going to be looking at some phone lingo. Lingo is a word which means language. So different phone things. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Well, kind of a quick class today, but that's what happens. And so thanks for joining. Come and visit if you want. We can talk about your shoulder. I hope that gets better. And have a good day. So we'll see you on Monday, right?
Yes, you too.
All right. Sounds good. Perfect. All right. Well, bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. Bye.